This is an extract from our AHK Hero Club. We have calls 3 times a week. Please like the video if you learned something. There we go. So, not that you need to see this part, but the other day I went to my neighbor's house, not house, their business, and they do live auctions, right? And I was shopping there, and I'm like, hey, if you ever want help with some of the stuff, and I'm like, one of the things I said was like, you could probably really do better by just she does live auctions and they're really long videos. And so I'm like, maybe you can compartmentalize them and make smaller videos. So I came home and she didn't ask for any of this, right? But I found a 2 hour and like 37-minute video of hers. And I'm like, who has time to watch a video that long, right? So I I downloaded the video. I ripped the first 30 minutes of the video because I didn't want to have that long of a transcript. And then I sent it off for transcription, right? I got the transcript back. Then I gave the transcript to AI and said, hey, look for where this person is talking about each specific product, and then identify the product and give me the name of that, but give it to me back. And let me jump back to here. This is a video I sent to her describing what I did. Come on. There we go. So it gave it back to me in this format. And so then I just gave it the file path to the video and ripped out these 26 videos, which you can see, in seconds, right? And then I played one or two for her, and they actually did exactly like they were supposed to, right? It grabbed the exact part where she's talking about a different thing, broke them into separate videos for her, right? And I'm like, this is really cool. So this is where I said, okay, I showed this to my friend Joey, and he was like, man, I want that because I need this stuff. And I'm like, well, I did all that in 10 minutes, right? It's so hard to believe because I already had a lot of the pieces of the tools, right? I did all that in less than 10 minutes and gave it to her stuff. I don't know if she's really going to go down that route or not, but then I'm like, this would be kind of a cool tool to use. Now, here's where it gets interesting, and Irfan, get ready at some point to show the tool we were working on. But one of the things we discovered, I used AI to create a tool that would take a transcript and you could give it a prompt and tell it to look for the things, right? So I got that part done, but we already have our tools that do transcripts, right? So I'm like, why would I not just give it the video file, and why do I have to cob these things together, right? So that's where I handed those pieces to Irfan and said, let's cob this together into one tool so we don't have separate tools. Now, here's where it gets interesting. When I was talking to Irfan, I'm like, and I think all of us know this, we send in Transcriber, in Transcribe and Summarize and several other tools, we send our audio files off to Assembly AI to get them transcribed, and then we go process them, and then often we'll use Claude or ChatGPT or whatever to do the summary of the intelligence around the transcript, right? And I said, this still bugs me. Why can't we use OpenRouter to do both the transcription, and then we have access to any AI tool, almost any AI tool we want, right? Because it has ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini and everything, right? Grok, you name it. So I went to OpenRouter and said, do you guys do transcription? So they're like, nope, nope, nope. Kept Googling, nope, nothing. Everything came back no. And then I think it was Claude or Grok said, well, it found, even though on their choosing of models, they said no to transcriptions. In one of their examples behind the scenes, they show you how to get transcriptions, right? So I'm like, well, let me just try to run this code. And like 3 minutes later, I had running code sending audio files to OpenRouter, and it transcribed it. So I was like, hey, Irfan, this is great because now we can have one token instead of, several different ones. But I'm like, hey, let's double check that, because I told it also, first it gave us transcriptions with just text, but I'm like, we need the timestamps. So I said, create it like an SRT file. So it created the SRT file for me. And then I told Irfan, thankfully, and I think we would have figured this out anyway, but I'm like, hey, Irfan, let's compare the transcripts from OpenRouter stuff to Assembly AI to see how good they are. And what Irfan realized was the timestamps coming back from Open Router were bad. They were off by 3 to 4 seconds, I think you said, Irfan, or it depends, of course, right? And Irfan, because he was the one that developed the stuff for Assembly AI, reminded me that in Assembly AI, we get every timestamp for every word. And that's why ours from Assembly AI is far more accurate, because we're getting the minutia and we build the SRT files ourselves. So I was like, okay, so we're stuck with that. Now, Irfan, why don't you go ahead and show your screen and show what we've been up to with that tool.
Let me share my screen. So oh, this was in the FFmpeg, I remember.
Which it should be in AI, but
yeah,
I started off because I was doing the other stuff in FFmpeg.
So this is our segmenter script, and this is the new version, and this was the old. Oh, sorry, this was the old version that Joe just demonstrated you. So we have to drop SRT file in there, and then it will gonna give you the code. But in this version, what we're gonna do, you're gonna drop the video, not the start SRT files, drop the video, and then it will create the SRT file, and there is a two steps. So the step one is to create a SRT file, and the step two is to create the segments according to your prompt. For example, in the video, I'm talking about fruit. So I want, when I discuss about a fruit, I want segments. So each fruit discussion is segmented in a different, so I can extract that. But I want to rename it. So I can rename it the fruit name. I can create a prompt like, yeah, rename that segment into that fruit name that I'm discussing. Or I can say, yeah, rename it with the name and something add to it, like the quality or the vitamins names in there, so I can see which fruit relate to which vitamin. So I can work around the prompt and create the segments and here, and then I will let user choose to rename the suggested segment. So user can go ahead and rename it as he wants, but he can select and hit process and it will create the segments. But there are two ways to do it. One is the quick way, and one is the rendering. So rendering will take time, but it will not affect the video quality. But this extracting sometimes, I'm not sure what was that Joe explained to me.
I think it has to do with keyframes and stuff, and that it's crazy fast, because if I showed you that video, it gets those 26 videos in about 10 seconds. Like, it just goes and rips them out and says, grab this. But it does grab that. However, if I understand it correctly, if there's no, what did I say earlier? Keyframe at the right spot, the video may not, you'll hear the audio, but their mouth may not be like moving, because it takes 2 words. So
I think there is a way on FFmpeg to account for that. There is an option that say, whenever you're extracting a thing, make sure that it grabs the keyframes, right? I just don't know it. We can ask AI about that one. But yeah, that's exactly the problem.
Yeah, and that's where I think it tried to make it more likely as AS to do it, but and I think I still got an error on one of them when I tried it. But the re-rendering, here's the thing, like it takes compute time. I'm not sitting here doing anything, right? So
exactly,
it take longer. But normally when you drag a video in here, it just pops them out every second. It's wild to watch, because if you've ever tried to render a video, you're like, take forever.
Yeah, because now you're rendering very specific parts of it, right? So it is, you're not seeing, if you add up all the segments, it would do, say, 60 seconds for the whole thing, but now you're seeing less than a second for one part, less than a second for the other, less than a second. If you add them up, it should be the 60 seconds it would have taken if you had done the whole thing, right? It usually, that's how I think about it, but I don't
Yes,
know.
no, but still, is the when you're not rendering it, when you're doing it, like it could be like our hero calls, right? We have two calls today.
Your copy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it rips them out in a couple seconds. I'm not
re-rendering. Right, because it's not rendering, it's just copying the data and putting it as a separate thing. It's just copy. Right. Okay.
And it's crazy fast. So for our purposes, when we share those things, I don't care if the first second's a little funny, right? But
exactly.
it's when they're trying to create shorts and stuff that like you need to be spot. And what we're also talking about is like after we do that, maybe we also include the video sandwicher to let people put an intro and an outro if they want them onto those extractions, right?
Okay.
We could even tell it, hey, tell the person recording the video to say, look at the barcode and put the barcode in front of the camera. We could then say to AI, go get a picture when they say barcode, grab that picture, send it off to try to get the barcode, look up competitive products or something, right? Like there's to do with this. It's just wild.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to have this. So when is it ready?
It shouldn't be too long. Like I mean, that's the beauty of this. Is why I tell people when you ask, should I automate this? The answer is almost always yes, right?
Yeah.
Because you just later find new other ways that you didn't even think about doing, and then you repurpose it and it makes it so much easier to do that. That's why I had that done in 10 minutes because I had the pieces and I just did part of it manually. But now we've pulled that part together, and we got.
I would say for anybody who is going to be working with videos or images, these are two libraries that you have to have: the FFmpeg library and the Magick one. There's one called Magick. Okay, so Magick. Yeah, ImageMagick. Well, I don't think it is ImageMagick. It's just
the command has been changed to the Magick, but it's
just called Magick.
Previously, we had to call the ImageMagick command the whole word. Now,
right. Okay, so those two things, those are must-have. Those are command line interfaces that allow you to do virtually almost anything with anything video or image related, and FFmpeg also does our audio. So audio, anything media is ImageMagick, FFmpeg. That's it. Now, once you have those two, now you have AI that can build the things for you. And you say, look, I just want to do X or Y. What is the command? And it usually, because there are so many examples out there of working code, it usually comes with it in a second. So right now, anything have you seen these websites for converting an image like a PNG to an icon or a video? And they want you to give them your email address or pay for the service. And I'm like, dude, you have it in your computer. You just did it, right? Like, there's no point to it.
I actually, so 10 years ago, I used ImageMagick to automate taking like passport photos of people, making it black and white and adding like a World War II frame to it. So it looked like
that's awesome.
And also like with the graphics of two like staples on the photo because we were making like World War II IDs.
Yeah.
And we used to do this the night before the game where we had to use these cards, and we were 3 people doing it all night from like 11 at the evening until like 3, 4 into the evening. And the last time we did it, it took 5 minutes to and we could just
rip through
print the whole card, right? So it's like, why did we use we did it maybe 20 times, and the last time it took 5 minutes. I was like,
but that's the thing. So you have to, and Joe and I have talked about this. You have to have enough pain for you to think about automating something, right? Because there's a lot of things that we do that they are painful for certain people, but not for you. And I just happen to have a very low tolerance for that. And I see somebody doing something and I'm like, dude, why are you doing that? And it just is painful, right? But some other people are like, yeah, that's how I am. Like, that's so simple. And I'm like, no. My wife gets so annoyed. And whenever I
Yeah.
tell her, hey, help me out with this and that, and I look at her doing certain things, and I'm like, don't do that. Oh, you're stressing me out already. And I'm like, dude, you're stressing me out how you're doing it, right?
Members get unlimited access to 466 plus hours of video lessons packed with AHK insights to binge learn whenever inspiration hits. Grab 25% off all our AHK goodies, courses, scripts, and custom work so you save cash while building your toolkit like a boss.